of the NFL. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Steelers and the Patriots on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, the Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to feel a little bit snake bit. They need something good to happen right now so they know it's not just them. They think they have the makings of a good team.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in Week 4. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Patriots getting ready on offense. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Samuels. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll hand it off now to Samuels. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 68 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, Love. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience is early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the Grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time. But...
yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Working out of the gun. Love. This one hauled in. Again, it's Hooper. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the 2nd time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. This defense for the Steelers, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved. So that'll back him up 5. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. On the handoff, it's Samuels. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They run the counter. Samuels. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that 1st down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going right side here, and that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Well, look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. There was no answer for him defensively. Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns to boot.
And that was a fun film to watch because a few of those runs, it was apparent he was just not going to be denied. And his team is hoping that that carries over to this week as well.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Caught here by Griffin. And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up, trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge, a successful one. Second and short now following the fumble. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Completes it to Watt. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Now they try the right side here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. To throw here, Roethlisberger. He finds his man, complete. It's Griffin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient at picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Now a handoff here to his running back. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Roethlisberger. This will be caught inside the 10.
And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
And coming into this ball game, this was an offense that wasn't just talking about the notion of ball control. They were preaching it. They wanted to win the time of possession battle, and they've done so here. This drive's taken up quite a bit of the first quarter. Now they are set up 1st and goal.
From the 8, they've got it 1st and goal.
Roethlisberger. And in for the Steelers touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken a first quarter lead. A try here for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And some room to roam now.
And he's going to have a Patriots 1st down as he gets this up past the 30.
His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their 1st drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Love. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They go draw play. This is Samuels. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On third down, Love. And finding the tight end, Hooper. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away.
Come on, baby, we gotta do our job. We gotta do our job,
So
man.
this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And this Patriot defense up to the challenge once more as they again stop him behind the line.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An extra quarter comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Now Roethlisberger. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The Steelers send out their punter now. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is taken at the 23. Look at the spin. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Patriots take over. New England's offense set to go. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's got room. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big play there for the Patriots.
Well, that's something that this defense is not going to be able to allow if they're going to have success here. They've got to be able to wrap up and get guys on the ground. They end up letting him get away, and it turns into a big play here early on. I can just see veteran observers of the game shaking their heads and talking about the dearth of tackling in the game today.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Samuels. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Play fake. Here's Love. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he'll be out of bounds. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Play action this time with Love. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They're looking for Jeudy, but it's intercepted. Picked off here, the 32. There he goes, left side.
This is my mode, baby.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. That's a tough spot as a quarterback, Charles. You want to get rid of it, but you see what can happen when you do try to get rid of it with pressure.
Yeah, and how about the pressure coming without them having to blitz? That's when you know things are clicking for your defense, and the end result, they end up gaining 6 points.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one.
Interception. Come on, guys. We got this.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. Now the try here for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This one fielded at the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Heading back out there, Jalen Samuels. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, Samuels. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
58 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Love. Eluding the pressure right. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love.
They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 38. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception, tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. With a sack, it's Ziggy onside.
I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to him. And I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
Yeah, how about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg, but how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing, and bang that one through.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. New England trying to get a place on offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
New England on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. Love from the gun. It's caught by Hooper. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you're doing like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This is Samuels. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run.
Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
2nd and 5 now. Love gets this to his running back. That's Jalen Samuels. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big play there for the Patriots.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
On play action. Love to throw. Forced out to his left. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Go, boy.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows and just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
The Patriots into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Check. 53, Mike. Check. 53.
They'll run with Samuels. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Love. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end. Take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd.
53, check 53.
Love now. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series for those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Now a throw here to his running back. Room here to run. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play that time on the catch and run. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed what he did in that game and continue to ascend in this season.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Run for Mike. Watch one. Watch one.
Here's Roethlisberger. And he fends him off, staying on his feet. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Ezekiel Ansah able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
I don't know what you were seeing on that play, but it felt to me like I wasn't watching a football field. I was watching a boxing ring. Watching when he was bobbing and weaving and trying to make sure he kept the play alive. Just didn't turn out well for him in the end, did it?
Impressive that he stayed in the pocket while avoiding those couple of would-be tacklers, but eventually goes down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now they'll run it on the toss. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Well, we talked about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This will be fielded at the 17. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Heading back out there, Jalen Samuels. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the 2nd quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. Wonder if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe you use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so because the run has been very effective for them.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
1st down, going to the air with Love. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll get it down here to the 43.
72 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Let's go, let's go.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
To throw now. Here's Love. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Steelers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Clark. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Roethlisberger. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Anderson. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a 1st down there to the tight end.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. 2nd and 2. To throw again is Roethlisberger. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
And this one is right through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5.
So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Steelers in that first half. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Our two teams making their final preparations for the second half. And as they do, we send it back out to Foxborough, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter from the 6. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
the 34 now. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 41-yard line.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They go play action now. Roethlisberger. Now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Griffin. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Let's go, let's go.
Here's Samuels. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And, you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out.
They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. Under pressure, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sand.
Like how they started the 3rd quarter here. They forced a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. Heading back out there, Jalen Samuels. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the 1st half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments. And you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the 1st half. It gets ugly in the 2nd half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Letting one fly deep for Cooper.
And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession.
And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And now the drive starts for the completion out to the right. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And to give this time to the tailback. He'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Caught here by Griffin. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
Now a handoff looking right. Oh, he shifts past him, and he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
63 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Black 20. Watch the mic. Watch one. Watch one. Rip left. Rip left. So Mike's number 1. Mike's number 1. Good trap. Good trap.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Touchdown! A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown.
Touchdown!
And growing pains as an NFL QB, they're going to happen. He's played pretty well in this one. They still have the lead, but those moments, interceptions, pick six is occasionally going to happen.
Rookie. It happens, right? Just what you mentioned. Played pretty well in this game, and now his teammates will jump in and go, okay, we're having a good game. That's one blip. Let's go ahead and get back on track right here, right now, and we'll be okay.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. New England's offense set to go. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Here's Samuels again. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Let's put that team on the bus. Hey, check.
Looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. taken in at the 3. And he had no... room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. New England trying to get a place on offense. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant. You've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And he's going to have a Patriots first down as he's able to take this up to the 30-yard line.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
26, Mike. 26, Mike. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Staying on the ground with Samuels. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
4 down. 26, Mike. 26, Mike. Daddy.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. New England on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 6. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Here's Love. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Love. And now here is another interception. Picked off around the 37. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Oh, yeah.
Love back to it here after the pick six. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22.
26, Mike. 26, Mike. Hey,
Another try after the first down sack. Love. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Oh, the spin. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
He'll have a first down past the 40. Pushes past him. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Steelers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. That deserves a couple exclamation points.
And what was impressive to me is not just how much he wanted it, but how he fashioned it. I mean, he was shedding tacklers left and right, evading tacklers left and right. And when you think about the energy it takes to ward guys off, that's really impressive. He still managed to keep his balance and turn this into a fantastic run.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From the 6.
And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
First down, Love to pass. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 28, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he's going to take this down close to the first as he's brought down at the Patriots' 18-yard line.
144 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
And the Steelers on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
You got nothing today. You got nothing.
They'll try and run for it.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Watch one. Not today, you are. Not today. So Mike's number one. Let's go.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Come on, QB, come on. 95's the sand. Go check his Mike. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Keep it rolling.
A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Steelers are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. New England's offense set to go.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Open man. He completes it to Judy.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
At the 23-yard line.
26, Mike. 26, Mike.
Throwing. Love. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Love. Flush to his right, and he'll just get rid of it.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind him. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Steelers send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Patriot offense back out, getting set to go. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
He's not going to get me. 26.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Love from the gun. Finds a seam inside the 40. And down right around the 37.
That's the way to get it going, boy.
Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. To throw now. Here's Love. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
And the Steelers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
It's your time, baby. We did it.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A give to the brother of J.J. This is Derek Watt. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 15-yard line.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Check his mic. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Steelers, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings.